Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our All-Star Evenings match for the NUEL. Tonight, on the casting desk, we have myself, Sodit, also Stephen, and alongside me is Ex-Scoundrel.
Yep, that's me. Sorry, yep, I'm an old school caster. Haven't been around for about 2 months, but I'm back and ready to rumble in the casting seat. We've also got Munch, who you all know now as one of our all-star play-by-play casters. I'm sure he's got a few words to say as well.
Hello, how's it going, guys? Munch here. Really excited to cast these North versus South games today. Cannot wait to get started. Big up the North.
We all know the North is going to absolutely crush the South. They haven't got 2 feet to stand on. They're all fairies you see down there.
Yeah, definitely. Cannot wait until the games get underway.
But yeah, so what we're going to talk about today is we're going to go do a little bit of 20-minute analysis and talk about what's coming up. Sodit, what is the schedule for today? Tell us a little bit about that.
Schedule. So our first game, which we hope to be kicking off at around 7 o'clock this evening, is going to be our second division game between North and South teams. And then following that, we'll have our open division game, which will be, again, between the North and South, surprisingly. And then our final match is going to be our Super 8 teams from the North and South. And then depending on how the matches go, we may end up having a tie-break at the end of that, which will be played by the Super 8 teams as well.
Yeah, and everyone from the North and South have voted in over a 2-week period from all of the teams in their respective leagues. We even have some returning members of ACOG, the long-destroyed team, as they disbanded earlier on, but they were in the Super 8 during our season, so they do qualify for the All-Star matches. Munch, what do each of these matches mean, and how are we basing on who's going to win the overall thing, which we all know is going to be the North?
Okay, so how the North is going to win is basically... first of all, we're going to have the second division game, so we'll have 5 players voted from different teams from the second division. Obviously, 5 from the North, 5 from the South. They're going to battle it out for 1 point in the tournament. Then they'll be followed by the open division game, which will be a similar format, and that'll also be for 1 point. And then to top it all off, we'll have a Super 8 game. So 5 players from the Super 8 in the North, 5 players from Super 8 in the South, and they'll be battling for 2 points in the tournament. If at the end of that we do have a tie, then we'll have a second Super 8 game as the tiebreaker to see who will be victorious in our grand North versus South tournament.
And we all know that will be the North. So, I'm going to give you a quick introduction to the players we've got playing today, guys. So, starting off in the second division, this is our first team. We'll start with the North, because we always have the best. We've got Senpai Nan in the top lane, Platinum 5. Really, not seen much about him, but, you know, I've been hearing he's been doing some good things. We've got Dalsy in the jungle. He's just beating out my very good friend, Arachnid, but I'm sure he's going to put in a good performance for our North. We've got the all-star player, Dwarf Shortage, being mid laner. We got him here today with us to do a bit of pre-game analysis, but he'll get in there.
Yes, hello, that's me. I'm just here to give my 2 cents on basically the lane matchups and how I think they're going to go.
Yeah, we've got Nyan, who got in the last minute as the person playing AD carry from his team dropped out. He is also one of our ex-casters. You'll know him as Space Nyan, now actually Nyan. He's from the team The Unconventionals. And we've got Jorfas from Staff VGS. Overall, we've got 2 Staff VGS players, Dalsy and Jorfas. We've got Sampai Nan from Salford Rejects, Dwarf Shortage from Sheffield, and Nyan from The Unconventionals. And then in the southern team, we've got X-Stormcrow in the top lane from Bunk School. We've got iFused in the jungle from FCOG. We've got Carnifexism in the mid lane from Cudge T1. QQ Blame Jungler, which is odd name for an AD carry, from Soton. And Welsh Brands UWE Victory in the support role. Now to go on to the open division. Munch, do you want to take that away?
Yeah, so in the open division, we're going to have, for the northern team, let me just scroll across, we will have Ashbeck Water. He's going to be our top laner. He's a Platinum 1 player, usually mains Jax and Wukong. Following him, we're going to be having in the jungle Gelinator 1337. He's going to be a Gold 2 player who usually plays Udyr, Jax and Zac, so we may have a bit of a tussle for who's going to be playing the Jax this game. In the mid lane, we're going to have Mini Macho X. He's a Gold 2 mid laner who plays Ziggs and Fizz. For the AD carry role, we're going to have Hargo. He's a Gold 4 AD carry who plays Caitlyn, Ezreal and Misfortune. Misfortune, not a very common pick these days, so I'll be interested to see how well he does with that one. And then in the support, we're going to have Tix, who is a Platinum 3 support player, so quite high up there in the elo, and he's going to be playing either Tarek, Thresh or Sona, or those are his 3 mains at least. And then for the Southern team, if my thing will stop lagging, we're going to have Terra121 as our top laner. He's a Gold 1 player, regularly plays Jax, Lee and Caitlyn. I've got to be honest, don't often see Caitlyn top lane, so I'll be interested to see that. In the jungle, we're going to have Theo481. He's a Gold 2 player, plays Udyr, Kale and Volibear. I'll be very interested to see if we see a Volibear pick, one of my personal favourite champions. Very interesting champion to see. So hopefully he does pick that and we'll get to see some narrow escapes with his overpowered passive, in my opinion. In the mid lane, we're going to have Grittic. He's a Gold 1 player, and he plays Tristana, Ezreal, and Orianna. So I'll be interested to see if we do see a Tristana pick. Very, very strong mid laner if it's used well. Can absolutely one-shot people and then jump straight out again. So very, very strong champion. For the AD carry, we will have Peter the Great. He's a Silver 5 AD carry. He plays Caitlyn, Lucian, and Vayne. So obviously a big double lift fan there. And in the support role, we're going to have Xanti, who is unranked, apparently, according to my spreadsheet, and he plays Jace and Mundo.
Well, I'm just going to give you a bit of a chime in there. Xanti is actually the name for the old ACOG support player. He's a Nogra, a good friend of mine on the super team. He's actually a mains Zyra, really, a good Thresh. In fact, he's a general all-round good support. He's currently at Plat 2, so he's over there in the open division. Yeah, and then we're also looking at Peter the Great. I need to give a little bit of a shout out to him. He is one of the biggest super team fans in the world, always coming to watch our stream. So shout out to Peter the Great there, good guy. Overall, I just want to talk a little bit about the areas that these guys are coming from. So in the open division, 4 out of the 5 players coming from University of Manchester area. So they're different teams from the University of Manchester. But Manchester at the moment is a big hub for northern UK esports. We've got a lot of players in both the open division and the Super 8 team coming from Manchester, so really repping for the north, that town right there. Yeah, and then we're looking to our final game with the Super 8 guys. It's going to be the big one, going to be worth 2 points. So if the second and the open division somehow get points for the south, then hopefully our northern team will bring up the 2 points and we'll go to a tiebreaker. But here we are, I'll give you the rundown for our Super 8 in the northern sector. We've got the Hench from Fragsock, Diamond 5. I played against him a few times in a couple of practice games, and I've also seen him way back in July when Fragsock were a part of our mini little NUEL circle back then. He was really famous for his Renekton, so really, really good player there. He's Dross the Student in Manchester, everyone knows him. Big Diamond 1 jungler for Manchester, really solid player. His Lee is godlike. I would be surprised if that gets let through. Artesh from Nottingham A, newcomers to our NUEL tournament this year, came straight in at the Super 8. Really, really good players. He played a lot of TF back when it was popular. I've known he loves a little bit of LeBlanc as well. Duxbug and Hens from Manchester Penguins coming in with the bot lane. They already have a synergy built up right here, guys. They're going to be hard to beat. The South doesn't have a chance. I'm going to have to bring in the South, and since I can't even bear to talk about the names because they're just too fairy-like, I'll hand it over to our South, well, fanboy, sod it.
Okay, thanks. So for our Super 8 team from the South, in our top lane we have Pedrillion, who's from the, as we've already said, disbanded ACOG. He's ranked Diamond 4 at the moment. We have Kuznia, coming from Birmingham, who's going to be in the jungle. Interesting note about Kuznia at the moment that he's recently had throat surgery, and so he's not going to certainly be the shot caller for the Super 8 South team. And then we have What the Moose from KVGS, who is going to be in the mid lane. Then we have Defunct, another player from ACOG, Diamond 5, who's going to be the AD. And then finally on support we have Garandelf the Grey, who's from Cardiff A team and is a Platinum 2 player. So, and personally for me, coming from Cardiff, I'm most looking forward to seeing Garandelf the Grey carry the entire South team. Not that they particularly need that much help in winning any of the games.
Yeah, that's a bit of a misnomer there, right? We all know the North, hard men up here. We know we're going to smash the South into it. So let's talk a little bit about each game and what we're expecting to see. Looking at the open division, also the second division, that's our first game. some of these guys we don't stream in and day out, so we don't know too much about them. But we've got a bit of a brief overview of solo queue elo. We can give it a good stab. I think really the key players for the North team are going to be Nyon and Dwarf Shortage. They're the two all-star players for the North. I know that Dwarf Shortage often takes on the role as a shot caller. He's a big mid-lane player. He has a big, wide champion pool. He plays a lot of Fizz, Ori and Lee. Really good on all of those, so you just can't ban him out. And Nyon, he's a bit of an all-star player. He plays pretty much every role. I've played with him as playing AD, and he's a really solid AD player. We used to play a lot of Corki when it was popular, but when Jinx came out, he just fell in love. So that was his pick usually. But he does have a big pool as well. You can't really ban him out either. He's actually a very skilled player in all aspects of the role. Ben's actually here with us, Dwarf Shortage. What are you thinking? What are your thoughts on this game and in coming into it? Do you feel confident? I mean, come on, you're the North. You're going to feel confident.
Well, obviously it's difficult because we all come from different universities and we haven't played together as a team properly. We've only managed to squeeze in a couple of games, and obviously our solo queue rankings are totally different. So you've got at the top of the scale Nyon and myself, but going down Dowsey, he's performed well recently, but obviously you are looking as the South to exploit a potential weak link. The North have definitely got some very strong players. I know ex-Stormcrow, great top laner. He's got very good mechanics, and he's got quite a deep champion pool, playing what's very strong in career at the moment. Olaf, Dr. Mundo, Renekton and Jax. So obviously it's going to be tough to ban them out, and you've got some high win rates on their Diamond Jungler as well, the Ghostly, so we'll certainly be potentially looking at him in the pick ban phase. But overall, I think we fancy our chances. We've from the games that I've played, I think the boys are doing they're putting in a good performance at the moment, and yeah, I think it'll be a good game either way.
And Andy, you're a bit of a South fanatic, being from Cardiff. I don't know why, but tell us a little bit about your hopes for the second division team. They've got a good team going on there, and do you know any of them?
I don't think I do know any from the South. By the way, hello. I wasn't introduced earlier. I'm Ovelius. I'm the mid laner for Cardiff.
It's because you're from the South, no one cares.
From the South. No, I think I'm afraid I don't know much about the second division, but I do know that there's quite a lot of potential there because I'm aware that some teams have moved up and down between the Super 8 and the and there's a lot of competition for the Super 8 from the second division, so I expect there to be at least a lot of potential coming from the second division, and as long as they play what's strong at the moment, things like the Mundo, the Shyvana, the Jax, and the Lucian, the Sivir, the current OPs as it were, I think they'll do well. I think it'll be a close game. If not, it'll definitely be an interesting one, if nothing else.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it's going to be a good game between the two teams. And as much as I support the North, I do want to see a good performance from the South as well. We don't want to stomp, even though we all know that's likely to happen. So talking a little bit onto our next game, the Open Division. These are the kind of like the sort of the unsung heroes of the NUEL, the guys who put in the work who never get much credit for it because they were not being streamed, and there's just so many of them. They're like rabbits. So we've got from the North. A good spread. I mean, you're looking at people who are still pretty good at the game. They're all gold and platinum, and the same for the South, really. Probably the only guy on there is Peter the Great, currently sitting at Silver 5. But I've seen him play. He's pretty good. I mean, it just shows a testament to the kind of guys we've got coming in, playing our tournaments. They're all up there in solo queue elo. Like, there are other European tournaments that may be running at the same time, playing with a big spread between bronze and silver and bronze and diamond. Yeah. But we've got a good, especially coming to the North and South, we have a good spread of players, even up to Platinum 1 in the Open Division. So and that's people who've just been voted in. They could have been higher on the voting. I'm hoping to see a really close game there. And Manchester is a hub of like League of Legends in the North, so they always produce really solid players. That's why we know the North's going to take that one as well. And then if the North take both of those two games, which they will, they don't stand a chance in the Super 8 because, my lord, the Super 8 North team, it's like my dream team. It's going to be a really, really close game though. I mean, Nottingham, Manchester and Fragsock all up there in some of our best teams that we've ever had in the NUEL. Manchester are almost undisputed the best team that we've had in the NUEL for the last 2 years. There's been some tough competition from Birmingham and Nottingham this year, but Manchester still perform week after week, so they've done really well. And then the South, I mean, they got defunct. Rods is okay, I guess. He's alright.
Okay, considering how biased you are, why don't I talk about the South?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm slightly retching just thinking about it.
Alright, well, considering we've got two from ACOG, which are Pedrillion and Defunct, both very good friends of mine, they, if I remember correctly, pretty much the team that consistently beat Manchester, and I'm pretty sure that top and bot lane will be a pretty easy win for the South. I can't see Ped losing to anyone, really. And so I think that would be good. And What the Moose, very talented mid laner. I've had many games against him. We both duo queued a couple of times. And the thing I can say about him is you won't ban him out. And you think you've banned him out, and then he pulls out something else. Like Quinn mid, he's been playing a lot recently. Kale, Lissandra, he's just, you can't, I know he's renowned for his Victor. Which I'm also a massive fan of, which is why we get on rather well. But I definitely know he's got a massive champ pool, and that him and Artesh are going to have some fun in the mid lane. Junglers, I know Kuznier's pretty good. I have played against him a few times, and he knows what he's doing. But in that department, like having had so many games against Druss, I feel like Druss will have quite the advantage.
As you are, I'll be really interested to see Druss versus Kuznier. They're both big Diamond 1 players. Different sets of champion pools, but Druss has got incredibly good game knowledge. He's really solid at pulling out the ganks and being in the lanes that he needs to be. Have you seen like some of his lead players are unbelievable? They're really good.
And his map presence and rotations are fantastic. He really is. He's very good at moving from, he's like early tower dives is what, as like when Cardiff played against them, like that's what he was so good at. Even if you'd think, your laner's pushing them up to the tower, I can't gank that. Whereas Druss goes, that's easy. He'll let me gank that, and then I'll go gank top laner as well. He's got excellent. And the last thing I was going to say was the bot lane. Obviously, that's going to be an easy stomp because we've got ACOG and Cardiff, and like Manchester.
Let's be honest. Manchester Penguins have got their synergy bot lane there. They've been playing together a long time, and you must have seen Duxbug play. He is a good player.
They're very good bot lane.
I mean, to be honest, Rods is a good AD as well. Rods is a solid player.
What I remember,
I really rate Dux.
What I remember was I believe, like his top two are Draven and Bane. Are they still his top two?
Draven was his go-to champion for the NUEL. Like he was the one that was pulling out the Draven, even when he got nerfed and still crushing with it.
Draven is currently a top tier pick just because he does so well against. He can out trade Lucian and Severe. So he's still.
But the thing about Draven, and I think some of the other casters will agree with me, it's a high skill cap AD.
Oh, definitely.
It's not one of those ADs that you can pull out the bag at any time. You have to be on top of your attack moving, on top of your sort of positioning with Draven, because if you can't position the team fight well, you can't utilize his main damage, which is obviously his spinning axes.
The
only discrepancy I see really is the Hench versus Pedrillion. I champion the Hench to the end of the earth because he's from the north, but I know how good Ped is in that top lane. And if you give Ped something like a Nidalee, there's not many people that can play against him.
Nidalee, Cannon. I mean, I believe when the last time I played with Pedrillion, it was he had Shen against a Ribbon and he got first blood, and we were all like, what? What? How is that possible? So, top lane, they've got to be really careful of. But I think that the lane to watch will be bot lane for sure, because I know for a fact Garandalf likes his aggressive supports like Thresh and Leona, and as you said, the synergy from the north will be interesting. So I think bot lane will be the most interesting lane, especially with the current meta for bot lane. But I think bot lane will be the one to watch. South have the advantage in top lane. North have the advantage in the jungle. Mid, I would say, is even, and I think bot lane will be the most interesting place to watch.
Yeah, and thank you, Andy, for that analysis, because we're getting towards game time now, folks. I'm going to be stepping out until the Super 8 games, where I'll be coming back and providing you with a bit of insight in my beautiful colour casting skills. But for now, I'm going to hand you over to Munch and Soddit, who will be casting the next two games for your viewing pleasure, guys.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. Some great insight there as to what will be coming up later on in the evening.
User left your channel.
We are about 5 minutes